Good morning. You're watching the Breakfast News on Rajya Sabha television this Monday morning. I'm Aishwarya Kapoor with you. Let us start the news bulletin with the headlines. Growth in India firming up, projected to accelerate to 7.5% in the next 2 years, says the World Bank. At Uttarakhand's first investor summit, Prime Minister Modi says India, an ideal investment destination, will be major engine of global growth in coming decades. UNICEF praises Prime Minister Modi for investing political time and efforts in issues like health and sanitation, says the child mortality figures will show further decline with thrust on Clean India. Voting underway for first of the 4-phase urban local body elections in Jammu and Kashmir. 422 wards across all 3 regions in the state voting. Direct contest between BJP and Congress as main regional parties. National Conference and PDP stay away from polls. US and China to hold high-level talks in Beijing to reduce spiraling trade and military tensions. US Secretary of State Mike Pompeo scheduled to hold talks with the top Chinese leaders and officials in a bid to halt ongoing trade war. And India beat Sri Lanka in the final to lift the Under-19 Asia Cup cricket trophy. Open medals tally at the Youth Olympics with 2 silver medals. Bag 6 medals at the Asian Para Games. The top story this morning, the World Bank has said that growth in India is firming up and is projected to accelerate to 7.3% in the 2018-19 fiscal. The global lender further said that the growth is projected to grow at 7.5% in the next 2 years in India. It further said that Indian economy appears to have recovered from the temporary disruptions caused by demonetization and the introduction of the Goods and Services Tax or the GST. It, however, said that domestic risks and a less benign external environment impact the macroeconomic outlook. The World Bank said that growth reached 6.7% in fiscal year 2017-18 with a significant acceleration in recent months. In its latest report on South Asia, it said that stronger private spending and export growth will be the key drivers in India's growth. The report further said that consumption remained the major driver of the growth. The World Bank said that high oil prices and an uncertain global trade environment may pose challenges for India's current account. And Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said that India is the ideal investment destination in the world today. Inaugurating Uttarakhand's first investor summit on Sunday, he said that the country is going through unprecedented social and economic changes. He expressed confidence that in the coming decades, India will become the engine of the world economic growth. He also described Uttarakhand as a shining jewel in the crown of emerging new India. He invited top industrial houses to invest in the state.
Potential policy और परफॉर्मेंस यही प्रोग्रेस का सूत्र है। साथियों, न्यू इंडिया इन्वेस्टमेंट का बेहतरीन डेस्टिनेशन है और डेस्टिनेशन उत्तराखंड इस फहरिस्त का एक चमकता हुआ हिस्सा है।
The Prime Minister also highlighted a rapid growth in infrastructure in the last 4 years. The Prime Minister said that the focus of the government is on food processing and that Uttarakhand has a bright future in this sector.
फूड प्रोसेसिंग पर हमारा फोकस है। इसमें भी उत्तराखंड का भविष्य स्वर्णिम है। मैं आप सभी से एग्रीकल्चर में, एग्री बिजनेस में निवेश और बढ़ाने का विशेष आग्रह करूंगा। एग्रीकल्चर में होने वाला वैल्यू एडिशन किसानों की आय को बढ़ाने में अहम भूमिका निभाता है।
And complimenting the state for a separate tourism policy, the Prime Minister said that investors will have a huge advantage in the state since the sector has been given the status of an industry. He further added that the state has a great potential in organic farming.
नेचर हो, एडवेंचर हो, कल्चर हो या फिर योगा, मेडिटेशन हो, उत्तराखंड टूरिज्म का एक कंप्लीट पैकेज है, एक आदर्श गंतव्य है। अब तो उत्तराखंड सरकार ने अलग टूरिज्म पॉलिसी बनाकर पर्यटन को इंडस्ट्री का स्टेटस दे दिया है, उद्योग का दर्जा दे दिया है।
And the two-day event will conclude today with Home Minister Rajnath Singh scheduled to address the investors. The summit is the first of its kind for the state and is being held to explore investment opportunities in 12 major sectors, including tourism and hospitality. Chief Minister of the state, Trivendra Singh Rawat, said that investment proposals worth over 70,000 crore rupees for the state have been received during the run-up to the event.
हमको लगा कि कुछ नीतिगत परिवर्तन की जरूरत है अगर निवेशकों को हम और आकर्षित उत्तराखंड की ओर करना चाहते हैं। और पिछले एक महीने में हमने 10 नीतिगत निर्णय इस राज्य में दिए। 5 हमने कैबिनेट की, सामान्यतः हमारी 2 कैबिनेट होती हैं, लेकिन हमने 5 कैबिनेट करके और एक अनुकूल वातावरण, जैसा कि हमको अनुभव हुआ कि स्टेक होल्डर्स से, जो निवेशक है, उनसे जब बातचीत करके जो हमको महसूस हुआ कि उनकी किस तरह की कठिनाइयां उनके सामने आती हैं और उन कठिनाइयों को दूर करने का काम, उन कठिनाइयों को दूर करने का एक महत्वपूर्ण प्रयास हमने इस पिछले एक महीने में किया है।
On to some other news now. UNICEF has praised Prime Minister Narendra Modi for investing political time and efforts in issues like health and sanitation. Speaking at an event in Mumbai on Sunday, UNICEF's chief Executive Director said that the Prime Minister investing political time and effort has meant that people have begun picking up that story. She said that there is a willingness to work for the country as there is a sense of pride. She further added that investment in sanitation might not have any economic return, but then once the community starts doing better, then the focus shifts to other things that need improvement. She also said that public policy makes a difference in developing economy. The statements came in the context of the Prime Minister's flagship Swachh Bharat mission. The UNICEF further said that India has shown improvement in child mortality rate, and with a thrust on sanitation, there will be further improvement. On to some other news. President Ramnath Kovind is in Tajikistan on a 3-day visit. President Kovind called the ties between the two nations as historic and special. He noted that there are lots of cultural similarities between the two nations. He will receive a ceremonial welcome today, after which he will hold talks with the top leadership of Tajikistan to strengthen ties between the two nations. President Kovind will meet his Tajik counterpart, Speaker of Parliament and the Speaker of the Lower House of Parliament as well. The Tajik Prime Minister will also call on the President today, and all areas of bilateral, regional and multilateral cooperation are expected to be discussed. President Kovind will also visit the Tajik National University, where he will deliver an address on countering radicalization, challenges in modern societies. He will also pay his respects to Mahatma Gandhi and Rabindranath Tagore at their memorials in the capital, Dushanbe. And earlier on Sunday, after arrival at the state capital, Dushanbe, the President was received by the Deputy Prime Minister of Tajikistan. Later in the day, he was given a community reception by the Indian diaspora. And at the event, the President said that the diaspora is a key partner in India's international outreach. He said that India will continue to give its cooperation to Tajikistan in capacity building and development. This is the first state visit to Tajikistan by an Indian president since the then President Pratibha Patil's visit in 2009. Minister of State for Defence Subhash Bhamre and Rajya Sabha member Chamsher Singh Manhas are also part of the President's official delegation.
दोनों देशों के जीवन के तौर तरीके मिलते जुलते हैं और इसके कारण हम एक दूसरे को आसानी से समझ भी लेते हैं। ताजिकिस्तान और भारत के बीच सांस्कृतिक समानता बहुत है। ये समानता हमारे खान पान में, संगीत में, पहनावे में और भाषा में भी देखी जा सकती है। यहाँ रह रहे हमारे भारतीय भाई बहनों को ये सब देख सुन करके महसूस करके सुकून होता होगा। भारत और ताजिकिस्तान के बीच सदियों से विचारधाराओं, फिलॉसफी, थॉट और रिलीजन का आदान प्रदान होता रहा।
And Home Minister Rajnath Singh has said that the menace of left-wing extremism will be wiped out from the country within 3 years. Rajnath Singh was addressing the 26th Raising Day Parade of a Rapid Action Force at the Bijnor camp of CRPF in Lucknow on Sunday. He further claimed that districts affected by Naxal violence has come down to 10 to 12 as compared to 126 till a few years ago. The Home Minister added that security forces killed 131 Maoists and militants and apprehended 1,278 others this year. He also asserted that Jammu and Kashmir, where CRPF was deployed as to lead the counter-militancy force, had been and would be an inseparable part of India. Talking about the specific role of the RAF, a special unit under the CRPF, during riots and protests, the Home Minister advised them to be prompt and rapid, but never reckless.
नक्सलवाद जो हिंदुस्तान के 126 जिलों को प्रभावित कर रहा था, वह सिमटकर विशेष रूप से, वैसे गणना के लिए तो लगभग 52 ऐसे गांव हैं, लेकिन मुख्य रूप से यह नक्सलवाद सिमटकर अब केवल 10-12 जिलों में ही रह गया है। लेकिन आपके परिश्रम, आपके पराक्रम को जो मैंने देखा है, उस आधार पर मैं विश्वास के साथ कह सकता हूं कि वह दिन दूर नहीं है कि साल, 2 साल, 3 साल के अंदर ही यह खबर हिंदुस्तान की जनता को मिलेगी कि अब हिंदुस्तान की धरती से माओवाद का सफाया हो गया है, नक्सलवाद का सफाया हो गया है।
On to the big story from Jammu and Kashmir. Under a heavy security blanket, the state is witnessing the first phase of polling for the urban local body elections today. The polling, which began at 7 in the morning, will end at 4 in the evening. The polling for the first phase involves elections to 422 wards spread across all the 3 regions of the state. The elections will seal the fate of 1,283 candidates who are trying their luck from 247 wards in Jammu, 149 in Kashmir and 26 in Ladakh. And for the first time, electronic voting machines are being used in these civic polls. The first phase of polling will be followed by the second phase covering 384 wards on 10th of October, and the third phase covering 207 wards on 13th of October, and the last phase covering 132 wards on 16th of October. And the counting of votes will be done on 20th of October. As many as 2,990 candidates are in the fray for the 4-phased elections, covering a total of 1,145 wards, including the municipal corporations for the twin capitals of Jammu and Srinagar. Elaborate security arrangements have been made for the smooth conduct of the polls. The National Conference and PDP have boycotted the polls, leaving the field wide open for a direct fight between the BJP and the Congress. We'll slip into a very short break here. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with more news.
On this edition of India as well, we will analyze the developments in the Maldives.
The whole world is watching, the international community is watching, and I don't think President Yamin can do something so drastic as to subvert this mandate of the people, really.
China has created a debt trap. So about 10% of Maldives' budget today, $92 million every year, is for debt servicing only to China. So 70% of debt servicing is happening to China alone. If that was the kind of backing that President Yamin enjoyed over a period of time, you now have Xi Jinping saying, we are willing to talk to the next leader and we are willing to engage to the next leader. So the strongest pillar of support, as if, is already drifting away from Yamin.
Like President Obama said when he had come during his last visit to Delhi, and when he said, when you want to become a great power, with great power status comes responsibilities. In our neighborhood, to maintain order is our responsibility.
Welcome back after the break. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu has called upon doctors to create awareness among people on the dangers posed by lifestyle diseases and the need to promote healthy living. He said this after inaugurating a free medical camp jointly organized by the Asian Institute of Gastroenterology and the Swarna Bharat Trust in Hyderabad on Sunday. The Vice President said that people should be made to pay greater attention to their health and wellness since prevention is better than cure. He lauded the centre for launching the Ayushman Bharat scheme to provide health insurance cover to poor families. And later, giving away the Raithu Nestham Awards, he warned that farmers would give up agriculture unless farming was made profitable and viable. The Vice President also suggested that the focus should be on bringing down the input costs and not on increasing productivity alone. Let's get you all the weather updates now. Indian Met Department has said that heavy to very heavy rains will continue in Kerala till Tuesday. The IMD said that the low pressure area formed near Lakshadweep in Arabian Sea has intensified since Saturday. It added that the depression, which has intensified into a cyclonic storm, is currently moving towards Oman coast and Yemen. The weather official said that though the storm has not directly affected Kerala, heavy rainfall is being reported from various parts of the state due to this. The state government has put its state machinery on high alert. Meanwhile, the IMD has also predicted that a thunderstorm with lightning and gusty winds will occur in isolated places over Tamil Nadu and south interior Karnataka. Wind speeds reaching 40 to 50 km per hour and gusting to 60 km per hour have been predicted over Lakshadweep area and southeast Arabian Sea. And fishermen have been advised not to venture into these areas. Let's get you all the international news now. China and the United States are set to hold high-level talks in Beijing today to reduce the spiraling trade and military tensions between the world's two largest economies. U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo is scheduled to hold talks with the top Chinese leaders and officials in a bid to halt the ongoing trade war in which both the countries slapped additional tariffs on billions of dollars of their exports. The two countries would exchange views on bilateral ties and reciprocal and international issues of common concern. Besides slapping additional tariffs on Chinese exports, the U.S. has also imposed sanctions on a Chinese military unit for securing Russian weapon systems like the S-400 missiles and the Su-35 fighters. Significantly ahead of Pompeo's visit, a Chinese ambassador to Washington, Xu Tinakai, said that China wants to end the trade war with the U.S., but that the U.S. position keeps changing. So we don't know exactly what the U.S. would want as priorities. And time for another short break here. We'll be right back.
Located in Old Goa, the Basilica of Bom Jesus is one of the oldest churches in the state. A UNESCO World Heritage Site, the Basilica holds the mortal remains of Saint Francis Xavier, a 16th century missionary and a pivotal figure in the spread of Christianity outside Europe. Bom Jesus, literally meaning good or holy Jesus, is the term often used in the countries of Portuguese colonization. The construction work on the church began in 1594 and it was consecrated in May 1605. One of the oldest churches in Goa and in India has a marble floor inlaid with precious stones and the main altar holding a large statue of Saint Ignatius of Loyola, the founder of Society of Jesus. Styled in Baroque and adorned with the figures of Christ and his apostles at the Last Supper, the altar table is used in Holy Mass. Nestled in the heart of Goa, the place is thronged by hundreds of tourists every day and is also a symbol of India's composite and secular identity.
Welcome back after the break. Let's get you all the sporting action now. India under-19 cricket team beat Sri Lanka by 144 runs to lift the Asia Cup title at the Sher-e Bangla National Stadium in Dhaka yesterday. Chasing a target of 305 runs, the Lankans were all out for a paltry 160 runs in 38.4 overs. For Sri Lanka, Nishan Madhushka was the highest scorer with his knock of 49 runs, while for India, Harsh Tyagi picked up 6 wickets to help India seal the victory. Earlier batting first, the men in blue posted 304 runs on board for the loss of just 3 wickets in their innings. Yashasvi Jaiswal scored 85 runs for India, while skipper Simran Singh and Ayush Badoni played unbeaten knock of 65 and 52 respectively. An Indian shooter, Tushar Mani, clinched India's first medal at the Youth Olympics on Sunday in Buenos Aires in Argentina. Mani bagged a silver medal as he finished second in the 10 meters air rifle men's event behind Russia's Shamakov Grigori. Mani, who qualified third for the final, shot 247.5 to win the silver medal, while Grigori Shamakov took the gold with 249.2. And Aleska Mitrovic of Serbia won the bronze medal with a score of 227.9. While in judo, Tababi Devi settled for silver medal in the 44 kg women's category. And India bagged 2 silver and 4 bronze medals to open its Asian Para Games campaign at Jakarta. India bagged the first medal of the tournament in men's badminton after losing to Malaysia 1-2 in the semi-finals to settle for a bronze. Suhas Yathiraj won the first individual match, beating Omar Bakri 21-8, 21-7, but Indian doubles pair of Rajkumar and Tarun lost to Jiha Hong and Sapta Hanul 19-21, 8-21. In the final, Chirag Bharata went down to Mohammad Ahmed 14-32, 15-21 to lose their tie 1-2. And in the 49 kg men's powerlifting event, Farman Basha claimed the silver medal and Paramjit Kumar won the bronze medal. In the swimming category, Devanshi picked up a silver in the women's 100 meters butterfly. Suyash Jadhav clinched the bronze in the men's 200 meters individual medley. And in chess, all the Indians who won their ties to claim the medal. And India beat New Zealand 7-1 in the Sultan of Johor Cup Junior Men's Hockey Tournament in Malaysia yesterday. Shilanand Lakra scored 2 goals for India to help the Indian side beat New Zealand. India started its campaign by beating host Malaysia 2-1 in the hard-fought encounter. With the 2 wins in 2 games, India is at the top of the table with 6 points, and the team will next face Japan on Tuesday. And Kithana Pandian won the girls' title in the IBSF World Under-16 Snooker Championships. In the final in St. Petersburg in Russia, Kithana outclassed her Belarusian rival Albina Leshchuk 3-1. It is her maiden international crown. In the corresponding boys category, Ben Martens of Belgium won the title. And the Indian Air Force is celebrating its 86th anniversary today, highlighting the untiring efforts and the supreme sacrifices made by its personnel. In keeping with the tradition, the Indian Air Force is holding a grand parade ceremony at the Air Force Station at Hindon in Uttar Pradesh. Air Chief Marshal B.S. Dhanoa, Chief of the Air Staff, will review the parade. The parade will be followed by an air display and acrobatics by the Indian Air Force's various aircrafts, including a Jaguar, Bison, MiG-29 and Su-30 MKI fighter jets, and also Rudra helicopters. And after the parade, all the visitors will also get an opportunity to witness a display of aircrafts, weapons, radars and missile systems of the Indian Air Force. The Indian Air Force came into force in 1932 as the Royal Indian Air Force under the then British rule, and the name was then changed to Indian Air Force in 1950. And that's it from me and my team in this edition of Breakfast News. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day ahead.